Good morning, dear children. Welcome to the new academic year. How are you, children? I hope all are safe and fine. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Premayan, going to teach 9th standard social science. Before starting our lesson, all should take your social science notebook and write down the main points. Shall we start? Okay. Our first chapter in social science is Medieval World Centers of Power. Medieval World Centers of Power. Okay, in this chapter you are going to study about different imperialistic powers emerged in different parts of the world. You will study one by one later. Before that, you should know about the periodization in history. History divided into ancient, medieval and modern period. Ancient period commences from the origin of human beings and ends with the downfall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 CE. Ancient period commences from the origin of human beings and ends with the downfall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 CE. CE means Common Era, same as AD. Okay, then in 476 CE means 5th century. Okay, ancient period end with the 5th century. Then medieval period, the period up to the downfall of the Eastern Roman Empire in 1453 CE. The period starts from the downfall of Western Roman Empire in 476 CE and ends with the downfall of Eastern Roman Empire in 1453 CE. That is in 15th century. Okay, in this year you are going to study about medieval period. About ancient period, you already studied in 8th standard. In that period, different ages, Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic and Chalcolithic ages were emerged and different civilization also emerged. Harappan civilization, Chinese civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, Egyptian civilization. These civilizations also emerged in ancient period. Okay, that was you already studied in 8th standard. Next, modern period. It was from 1453 CE onwards. That will study in next year in 10th standard. All of you understand? History divided into 3 distinct periods: ancient, medieval and modern period. Ancient period commences from the origin of human beings and ends with the downfall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 CE, that is in 5th century. Then medieval period up to the downfall of Eastern Roman Empire in 1453 CE, that is in 15th century. The period between 5th and 15th century is known as medieval period. Then modern period from 1453 CE onwards. All of you understand? Okay. Then before starting the lesson, you have to know about the main features of medieval period. Okay. In medieval period, political structure of medieval world was similar. Almost all countries' political structure was similar. Second feature, there were difference in forms of authority. I told political structure of medieval world was similar, but the forms of authority in different countries. Okay, the next massive development in civilization. I already told you, in the medieval period, different power centers emerged in different parts of the world. They were Eastern Roman Empire, the Holy or Western Roman Empire, the Arab Empire, the Ottoman Empire, Mughal Empire, Mali Empire, China and Japan, and medieval America. We will study later one by one. Before starting Eastern Roman Empire, you should know about the Roman Empire. Anybody know anything about the Roman Empire? Anybody? Okay. Roman Empire was the largest ancient empire. For administrative convenience, the Roman Emperor Diocletian divided the empire into Western Roman Empire and Eastern Roman Empire. Okay, who divided the Roman Empire? Diocletian. Diocletian divided the Roman Empire into Western Roman Empire and Eastern Roman Empire. The capital of Western Roman Empire was Rome and capital of Eastern Roman Empire was Constantinople. Okay. Then I told you, for the administrative convenience, the famous Emperor Diocletian divided the Roman Empire into Western Roman Empire and Eastern Roman Empire. The capital of Western Roman Empire was Rome and the capital of Eastern Roman Empire was Constantinople. Eastern Roman Empire, otherwise called Byzantine Empire, because Constantinople earlier known as Byzantium. So, Eastern Roman Empire, otherwise called Byzantine Empire. You understand? Eastern Roman Empire is also called Byzantine Empire because Constantinople earlier known as Byzantine. That's why Eastern Roman Empire, otherwise called Byzantine Empire. Anybody know where is Constantinople located? Okay. Constantinople located at the place in the Gulf of Bosphorus between the Mediterranean Sea and the Black Sea. Where is Constantinople located? Constantinople is located at the most strategic place in the Gulf of Bosphorus between the Mediterranean Sea and the Black Sea. This city was named after the Roman Emperor Constantine. It remained as the capital city even during the reign of Ottoman Turks. It was a great center of art and architecture. At present, this Constantinople is known as Istanbul. All of you understand? At present, Constantinople is known by name Istanbul. Okay, this is about the Constantinople. Then let's move to Eastern Roman Empire. Okay, can you see this quotation? History will judiciously forget the wars of Justinian and remember him for his law. This was quoted by the famous historian Will Durant. What was his observation? History will judiciously forget the wars of Justinian and remember him for his laws. What do you understand from this? Okay, you can understand from this, Justinian was famous as a law giver. Understood? Justinian is famous as a law giver. His greatest contribution is the codification of all the existing Roman laws into a code of law that is called the Corpus Juris Civilis. What is Corpus Juris Civilis? Codification of all the existing Roman laws into a code of law that is called the Corpus Juris Civilis. This also called the Justinian's Code. Justinian's Code or Corpus Juris Civilis based on the principles of reasoning, justice and generosity. Understood? What are the principles of Justinian's Code? Reasoning, justice and generosity. Many nations adopted it for framing their laws. Justinian's code also served as the base for the code of law of the French ruler Napoleon. All of you understand? I told the famous emperor of Eastern Roman Empire was Justinian. He was famous as lawgiver. He framed a law that was known as Corpus Juris Civilis. So, this Corpus Juris Civilis was the base for all the laws. Understood? Then, next go to about the Corpus Juris Civilis. Corpus Juris Civilis is divided into the code, the digest, and institutes. The code, the book containing the laws prevailed in the Roman Empire. Understood? What is the code? The book containing the laws prevailed in the Roman Empire. Then digest, the book which records the opinion of the juries regarding the laws. Understood? The book which records the opinions of the juries regarding the laws. The next institute is the smallest book intended for the study of law. Institute is the smallest book intended for the study of law. These are the three books of Justinian. So, this mentioned in the Justinian's code, Corpus Juris Civilis. The code, the digest, institute. Eastern Roman Empire. Famous Eastern Roman Emperor was Justinian. He is famous as a lawgiver. His greatest contribution is the codification of all the existing Roman laws into a code of law, Corpus Juris Civilis. This is also called Justinian's code. Justinian's code is based on the principles of reasoning, justice, and generosity. Many nations adopted it for framing their laws. Then about the Corpus Juris Civilis. Corpus Juris Civilis divided into the code, the digest, and institute. The code is the book containing the laws prevailed in the Roman Empire. The digest is the book which records the opinion of the juries regarding the laws. Institute, the smallest book intended for the study of law. Then after the rule of Justinian, it collapsed with the capture of Constantinople by the Turks in the 15th century. Okay, this was about the Eastern Roman Empire. Next, let's move to the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire or Western Roman Empire. The Western Roman Empire, with its capital at Rome, came to an end due to the continuous invasions of the Germanic tribes. The territories of the Roman Empire were captured by different nomadic tribes. The most prominent among them was the Frank. Okay, the Frank was the most prominent nomadic tribes. The empire established by the Franks was the Frankish Empire. The famous emperor of the Frankish Empire was Charlemagne of the Carolingian dynasty. The empire of Charlemagne was larger than the Eastern Roman Empire. Anybody know how Charlemagne crowned as Holy Roman Emperor? Okay, let's see. Charlemagne saved Pope Leo III, the spiritual head of the Catholic Church, from the tribal attack of Lombards. As a token of gratitude, the Pope crowned him as the Holy Roman Emperor. All of you understand? How Charlemagne became the Holy Roman Emperor? Charlemagne saved Pope Leo III, the spiritual head of the Catholic Church, from the tribal attack of the Lombards. As a token of gratitude, the Pope crowned him as the Holy Roman Emperor. Hence, his empire came to be known as the Holy Roman Empire. Okay. Then, Charlemagne was a great conqueror as well as an efficient administrator. He brought almost all of the Western European regions under his sway. He expanded his empire through political alliance and matrimonial relations. He introduced centralized administration in his empire. Local administration was entrusted to officers known as counts. Who were counts? The local administrators. Understood? To keep an effective check upon the activities of the counts, he created a secret department named Missae Dominici. Spelling M-I-C-C-I, Missae D-O-M-I-N-I-C-I, Missae Dominici. What was Missae Dominici? The secret department for check upon the activities of the counts. Understood? Relief funds were entrusted for helping the poor. A network of educational institutions was established under the leadership of Charlemagne. Thus, resultant intellectual awakening that was known as Carolingian Renaissance. Understood? With the death of Charlemagne, the Frankish Empire was divided and gradually collapsed. That's all today. Thank you. Have a nice day.